Hey, what's going on, life agents? Hey, Leon Thomas here. In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you what I call the insurance sales hallway. But before we dive into this video here, if you are looking to get into the life insurance industry or you're a life insurance agent looking to get more training or a higher comp, you can click on the link somewhere above this video here and you can actually schedule one of our agent strategy calls to talk to someone either from our team or myself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this video here. So if you are an insurance agent, if you're currently selling and you are having problem actually writing policies, getting your clients to say yes, getting your clients to actually, give their credit card and get that policy in place, this video is for you. I'm gonna be covering exactly what I call the insurance sales hallway. And the insurance sales hallway basically is just a metaphor for this pretty much the process that you actually need to be taking your clients through in order to ask for the sale, right? There is a structure that you should have in the home, and without structure in the home and without doing these things I'm gonna be sharing with you, you will pretty much, you're gonna fail in the home. You're not gonna write enough premium. You're not gonna make enough money, and you'll probably end up giving up on the industry before you even give yourself a chance, right? So basically, when you step into a home, it doesn't matter which, type of lead you get, how you acquired the lead, whether it be a Facebook, a YouTube, or instant internet live lead. However, you always want to approach the homeowners pretty much with these things in mind. And what these are basically objections. So regardless of which market you're in, there's always going to be objections that you are going to have to address. And pretty much what these here are, what you see here, these are basically doors. So the sales hallway, like I said, it's just a process. Here's you and here's your homeowner or your clients. And here's pretty much the door, the end, where you're pretty much asking for the sale. And so when you are in a home, you want to keep in mind that you actually sell life insurance just about every day, right? If you're writing a lot of business, you're in homes literally probably every day. And there are certain objections that homeowners are going to throw at you pretty much to avoid the buying decision, right? There are objections that homeowners are going to throw at you that in most cases, they're not really real. It's just pretty much to see how well you are actually with dealing with them. And if you are able to deal with these objections and address them beforehand, which is what I'm going to share with you, you will literally get to the end of the sales hallway. You can actually position yourself as the expert, answer all of the objection or most of the objections before they actually even come to the table. And so you can actually close the deal with less what I call closing conflict, right? And so what I've learned over the years of actually selling, the last about 3 or 4 years selling life insurance is that, every time I step into a home, there's typically about 3, maybe 4 or so objections that, the client's typically gonna throw at you. One of them is gonna be, I want 3 quotes, right? I'm gonna share with you exactly how to address these objections before they even come up, right? The next one is another one, a huge one is I wanna think about it, right? If you've been in enough homes selling life insurance, I'm sure you probably ran across these objections. Another one might be, of course, we don't make any buying decisions or same-day decisions, right? And of course, the infamous "I'll save the money," right? Like, people, they haven't saved money in years. They're 65, 70 years old, and now all of a sudden today, they're going to tell you that, they're going to start saving the money for the burial, right? Yeah, right. Another one, of course, is, we have job insurance, and then, of course, I'll pay cash, right? These are just, some of the main ones that you're going to see, that you're going to run into once you're in the home. However, the best way that I found out to actually write more premium, write more business in the home is by simply having a transparent conversation with the client. And what I mean by that is, most of your clients are going to say something. Let's just say, for example, they're going to hit you with the 3 quotes situation, right? That objection. So what I've learned is, when you get in a home, what you want to do is you want to talk with your client. Hey, Bob and Mary, hey, just a quick question here. You know what? I want to introduce myself first and foremost. I thank them for allowing me in their house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all these objections to the table, okay? Now, what these are doors that represent, these are pretty much the little escape ways that the homeowners use in the form of objections to get out of the buying decision, okay? And so what I learned to do when I was in the home, once I started using this sales hallway, my sales literally went through the roof, okay? And I'm explaining exactly why and how, okay? So the 3 quotes. So typically when I get into a home, now if you don't have, several, carriers that you are actually, you're able to help the homeowner with, then it may not work for you, but in most cases, most of these objections can be handled and addressed with the sales hallway. So what I'm gonna do is when I get into a home, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what, Bob and Mary, hey, my name is Leon Thomas. First of all, thank you for allowing me in your home. I'm typically in this house, in houses, 7 to 10 houses a day, maybe multiple houses throughout the week. And usually it's because someone either fills out a form online somewhere requesting more information on life insurance. And here's the thing that I learned. You know what? Most of my clients are actually shoppers. They're usually looking for the best quote, right? I get my homeowner, my clients to literally start nodding their head, yes, we're trying to get the best quote. We want to get the best price. Perfect. That's one of the reasons why I actually became an independent broker, because it actually allows me to shop the market for you, because I have access to several products, literally over 100 different products from multiple carriers that are all A-rated carriers throughout the country. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I usually get my clients to literally start nodding their head, right? What did I just do? I addressed the 3-quote rule. So now I literally let them know that I actually shop the market for them. They don't need to shop the market because I have access to a plethora of different carriers. Most of them they probably know. And so what I just did was I just handled that objection, right? The next one, of course, is I want to think about it, right? So I'm sitting down at the kitchen table, and I'm just having a transparent conversation. I'm building a little rapport, let them know a little bit of myself. I'll just show them my my agent card, my license, of course. And I simply sit down at the table and I just have a transparent conversation with them. And I'll just say, hey, I'm just curious. You know what? I'm in 7 to 10 homes a day. You know what? I'm just curious. How long have you guys been actually thinking about getting insurance, right? So what I'm doing is, I'm bringing this objection up before they can say it, right? So when I'm asking, hey, Bob and Mary, how long have you guys been thinking about getting insurance? Oh, well, we've been thinking about this for a few months. So any reason in particular, you guys kind of decided to fill out that form the other day when you did? Oh, well, yeah, we just, had a relative pass away, a family member or friend passed away. And so, we figured, now is probably the best time to do it. Boom. What I just did was I brought that objection to the table. So there is really no other reason, to think about it any longer, right? You just explained to me how you had a relative pass away, a family member or friend passed away. And now obviously I'm here because you are looking to get some coverage in place, right? So I literally eliminated this objection, okay? The next one, just an example, is obviously the cash thing, right? Sometimes your clients are gonna just, they're just gonna just throw anything at you, really, and it's just to see what you're gonna say and how you're gonna respond, right? Now, we all know that there is no really comparable way. Most of middle class America, which is our market, is really gonna be able to pay cash because they haven't had the cash saved up to the point where you're actually in the home. In most cases, they're not gonna do it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this to the table. I'm gonna say, sometimes, people think they can just pay cash, but let's just be honest. If you haven't paid cash for it now, Bob and Mary, when do you think you're actually gonna be able to pay cash, right? And I get them to pretty much just to let me know if they can or not. In most cases, they're gonna say, you know what? We haven't paid cash. They'll be honest with you if you pretty much call them out and let them know, hey, let's just have a transparent conversation. Even if it may offend you, I want you to know that I'm actually here for you. It's not about me, right? And so I bring all of these objections to the table, okay? Let's talk about the no same day decisions objection, right? So same thing, I'm sitting in the home, we're sitting at the table, and basically what I wanna do is, I wanna set the table. And if you haven't watched another video on setting the table and how to add value in the home, it's somewhere on the YouTube channel. And basically what I wanna do is, I wanna talk about, why today, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna say, hey, Bob and Mary, hey, you know what? Here's what our goal is today. My goal is to pretty much answer all your questions pretty much about life insurance. I'm gonna ask you some questions about your health, about your financials, about your criminal background. And based upon how you answer those questions, we're gonna look at some options for you. We're gonna find out what's gonna be the best option for you that's most affordable, that makes the most sense, and that doesn't take much money off the table, off your kitchen table, right? The next thing we're gonna do is I'm saying, once we find that out, once we identify what's gonna be the best decision for you guys, we're gonna submit a request for coverage, okay? So I'm letting them know we're going to submit a request for coverage, okay? Which requires obviously some banking information, ID and things like that. I'm literally letting them know that we're going to submit a request for coverage. However, I'm not the one that makes the decisions. The carriers are. I'm just a field underwriter. So ultimately, the decision is not even mine or yours. It's up to the carrier, okay? Boom. I just killed the objection, right? Of the same day thing. It's common for your clients to think that, and they don't tell you this, but your clients actually are thinking, the insurance company needs me, right? Like, it's kind of crazy how people think about these things. Like, they think that, you're there because insurance needs your business. No, you need the insurance business, right? You need insurance, right? And so when you actually handle your objections this way, and when you address them, you bring them to the table, you actually just flip the whole sales presentation on its head, right? So it doesn't mean, let me say this to you, it does not mean that your clients aren't gonna try to come back, and open these doors. But when you bring them to the table, you literally close the doors. And if your clients try to come back and open these doors of objections, all you have to do is bring it back to their attention. Remember we talked about that, Bob and Mary, that you know what? I stated that I have access to hundreds of different carriers, and I actually show you pretty much any product and every product that's pretty much out there. Does that make sense? And you always want to nod your head, and you always want to lean in, and you want to talk to them and be genuine, be sincere with them. Yes, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's put this submit this request for coverage, and let's just see if you can even get some coverage. Boom, okay? So another one is the job insurance. That's another one. I always bring that up. And one of the best ways that I found, to actually have success with that is to talk about the benefits of, having your own insurance and what happens if you, God forbid, something were to happen with your job and how you actually lose that job insurance, right? So you want to bring all these objections up. The I'll save it one is another one. I close the door on that one. Pretty much let them know, hey, if you haven't saved the money in all these years, how are you going to do it, right? We can do the math, we can break out the numbers and all that, right? It's not a big deal. But you want to handle these objections so that by the time you actually get here, you can literally make the sale, okay? So I hope you got a ton of value from this video. I literally do this process in every single home. Every client that I'm dealing with, I'm always thinking about every objection that I know. There's only so many objections that are out there, in this space. And so your job as a life insurance agent is to know them and how to address them before your clients do. So with that being said, of course, I hope you guys got a ton of value. If you are looking at getting into the life insurance industry, or you are in the industry and you want to actually get a higher comp, you want fresh leads, and you want free training, you can click on the link on the description of this video, schedule a strategy call with someone from our team or myself, and we'll get in contact you and cover all the details on how we can actually get you help, get you started, get you going. So with that being said, of course, I hope you guys got some value. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the internet. Take care.